world of politics today, there is a lot going on. Perfect timing for Caroline Heldman, professor of critical theory and social justice at Occidental College. She is here to break it all down for us, as she does every Thursday. Good morning, Caroline.
Good morning, Giselle. Wonderful to see you.
Always good to see you. Let's start with the primaries. Trump-backed candidates won in Arizona, Michigan, Nevada, and Pennsylvania. Election deniers on a path toward winning decisive control over how elections are run in several battleground states. Put this into context as we head toward the midterms less than 100 days away.
Well, for folks who care about democracy, we should all be concerned about the fact that 6 candidates who are election deniers, meaning that they believe the big lie that the 2020 election was stolen, have won primaries in key swing states. This means that the folks who are in charge of making sure that elections are free and fair are folks who believe the big lie and may actively seek to make our elections less free and fair. And, you know, Trump's hold on the party, I mean, this is evidence of it given the primaries in the last couple of days.
In very conservative Kansas, Kansans overwhelmingly turned out to uphold abortion rights in its constitution. This is the first time action's been taken, as you know, by any state house since the reversal of Roe in a mostly conservative state. How significant?
Very significant. I mean, this is a state that hasn't gone for a Democratic president since the 60s. It is safe to say that this means that we do not know what will happen in the midterm elections. As you and I have been talking, Giselle, all of the economic indicators and standard electoral indicators meant that the Republican Party was going to glide into a victory in terms of Congress, given the midterm elections, given the state of the economy and Biden's poll numbers. But what this means is that we do not know what will happen. This vote energized Republicans and independents who think that the Supreme Court perhaps has gone too far on abortion. And it fits with national polls. About 85% of Americans want at least some exceptions to abortion. And there's pretty strong support from about 70%. So this means that the midterm elections are up in the air. We don't know how abortion is going to play out.
But will this be the issue that drives both Democrats and Republicans to the polls? And did Republicans miscalculate any backlash here?
I think they did. I think Republican strategists I've been speaking with have been very concerned that the court went beyond public opinion and that they now have to deal with that with their elections in the midterm. I think the two factors, if you look at poll after poll, that will drive the midterm elections are abortion and the economy.
Right. Okay, let's turn to Merrick Garland and the DOJ going after former President Trump's inner circle and White House counsel with all these subpoenas. What does that tell you?
Well, they're definitely talking more to Trump's inner circle about the role that he played with the fake elector slate. And this could mean a potential fraud charge. We're not there yet. We don't know what the DOJ is uncovering in terms of evidence for a criminal case. We also know that in previous weeks, they've been asking questions about the seditious conspiracy, about the events of January 6th. So these are the two potential charges that Trump could be facing. Again, we're not sure whether or not the Department of Justice will take that next step and indict him. But the very fact that they are asking these questions means that they are on that path.
All right. President Biden's approval rating, the lowest for any president yet. He's had a couple of victories of late, the killing of Ayman al-Zawahiri, the #1 terrorist in the world in Afghanistan, and possibly getting Joe Manchin on board to pass his Inflation Reduction Act. Can the midterms still surprise us with these victories?
I believe the midterms will surprise us. As you point out, Biden's ratings are in the toilet, and that has almost everything to do with the economy. And this is what happens with presidential approval ratings. They are very closely tied with the state of the economy or perceptions of the state of the economy. So we do know that things are improving in terms of inflation, and gas prices have had about a 2-month tumble. But it doesn't really matter if people don't believe that the economy has recovered. So that is still going to harm Democrats come November, but Roe, the overturning of Roe, will help Democrats. So it's really anybody's, anyone who tells you that they know what's going to happen in November at this point in time is selling you something, because we don't know. This is going to be a really contentious midterm election.
And obviously all eyes are on Kristen Sinema to see if she's going to jump on board this Inflation Reduction Act with Manchin. What do you think?
I think she will. Obviously, Manchin and Sinema have been holdouts. They're more moderate members of the party. My guess would be, though, that because Manchin is on board, Sinema will be on board. She won't want that going into her next election.
And before I let you go, these text messages that are missing from the Pentagon, the military, the Secret Service leading up to January 6th, Inspector General's being asked now to weigh in. To some, it looks suspicious. What do you say?
We're very suspicious. I mean, you can't look at this and not think that it was coordinated, right? So I'm looking at this in the context of the 18 minutes of the missing Nixon tapes. That is the level that we should be distressed about these messages disappearing. What exactly was coordinated? What exactly are they hiding? Hopefully, given modern technology, we'll be able to get to the bottom of it. But the fact that they have disappeared across agencies is incredibly troubling for, basic democratic principles of transparency and the fact that we have laws in place. There are reasons why we hold on to official communications from government, and it's something that every citizen should have access to, especially at a crucial time like this.
Yeah, critical times, uncharted territory for sure. Caroline Heldman, professor of critical theory, thank you. We'll see you next time.